So he's naturally going to crave some of the fungal foods like pastas and breads and cheeses and stuff like that. So let's just have to walk your son out of that and work with him, and just keep talking to him and show him the love and the need to change the diet. And these are little people, big souls. So it's not like you're talking to a little person there. This soul is getting it. It's just the communication board between soul and the bodies is somewhat difficult. Just like you, sometimes you get it, but then when you start talking with people, it's not coming out like you see it, and you get frustrated. It's like, that's really not how and that's why I said practice to the woods, to the plants, to the animals, and learn to get the mind and the physical, everything working as one flow. And then you won't need to think about it. You just start talking, it'll come out as it needs to. When you can develop that ability, boy, you're really breaking into it. And that's what I've practiced that for years, because reading and trying to remember things. Now, sometimes in school I use an outline, but keeping to the outline is difficult for me because of all the questions of the students and stuff. But I like to try to keep it in some semblance of order. But me, I'll start rattling on and take off down that road and that road. Pretty soon I got to get myself back. But keep working on yourselves and the ability to articulate what you need to, or what you're actually knowing and seeing through that channel of the mind and the emotions and the physical body. That all has to sift. Everything has to sift through that way. Here's the lump in the throat. Now, I thought this was interesting. This gentleman here, this is Iron Cobra 22. Yeah, I said it before. A heck of a set of drums. I didn't see you on the Grammys the other night. This is about grapes and teeth and all of this. Actually, when you start detoxifying, your weaknesses are exposed. Remember that? And that includes teeth. I think I gave you a case where it was a pancreatic cancer case that along the journey, one of her teeth became loose, and she had it pulled at a dentist, and there was another that was loose, and she was going to have that pulled. But in between those two, she came to see me for her appointment, and I told her, I said, "Oh no, that's detox." Well, by the end of that week, all her teeth were loose, and her gums were receded, and abscesses she had, if I remember right, 7 abscesses in her mouth altogether. And as I had her gargling and holding the heel tea in her mouth, I had her on the high fruit, I had her on the herbs, and in 2 weeks those gums were locked right back on those teeth, and everything was clean and green. You might see the body trying to get rid of weaknesses, and this is the problem when it comes to teeth. We like teeth. The problem is they're like any other tissue in the body. They're lymphatically broken down, and thank God some of the dental schools are starting to think acid and lymphatics instead of bacteria. I hate that. They get to the reality of these things. So that's what you're seeing. You're seeing what already exists. You're not seeing the fruits create this. You're seeing what already exists. So it is true, though, that, and you check your saliva. Most people's saliva is acidic because of the acid diets. Well, that chews your enamel off right there. It isn't the alkaline grapes. They're not. They don't have the acids that are strong enough. You could argue that with too many acid fruits, when you're already weak in the teeth, you might see some stripping there. I don't know. I never had a bit of that on my oranges for 6 months, and I've just never had that with any of my diets. And most of the people I hang with, their teeth regrow. So I don't know what to say other than if you want to slow down, then go to the vegetables first. Detox as far as it'll take you. Get up on that parathyroid. Try to get up your bowels cleaned up so you can drain all of this. You got to get the throat lump gone anyway. Excuse me. And then really then take that next step into all fruit. It's not wise sometimes. I mean, I'm taking you guys to the top of the mountain because we have so many serious cases. At the same time, though, it'd be wise. Some people, you got to slow up and let them go some vegetable route first, and they'll reach a plateau. You'll see it every time. Then you can kick them up to another notch. So you just kind of watch that. That's why I said detoxification is an art. And it's an art to know when to hold them and when to fold them. It's an art to move someone through the straits and the pitfalls that this brings because of their weaknesses in genetics, not because of the program, because of their weaknesses in genetics and the lymphatic system. So again, this is a process where you move yourself, and you'll see it in yourselves. Sometimes you got to back up a little bit. And on the subject of fasting, I wouldn't water fast. A good example was Dimitri here. Now, he's a young man. You see how thin he was. Definitely weak kidneys and adrenals. That's obvious in the youth, but you could tell with the blood pressures. Well, I just had Brenda check his blood sugar, 41. Well, 41 blood sugar is insanely low. She was thinking he was going into a coma any time. But he felt pretty good, so you knew he was somewhat asymptomatic. You could tell he was dealing in low blood sugars most of his life, so he didn't feel any difference. However, not a safe blood sugar to be at, even in a fasting state. Didn't have the fat to break down to give some sugars, so that would compromise that as well. So careful with the water fasting when you're at the levels humans are right now. I think we've got to get them lymph moving and get things halfway going, the adrenals up, nerves up, everything up a little bit, and then tear into the water fasting. It makes more sense than to have problems that way. And my time's almost done already. Let's see if I can get to one more. Oh, this is Gravity Colonics. Thank you, dear one, for your love. And thank you, Facebook. Matter of fact, that reminds me of something I got to do for you guys. Oh, I forgot to print it. But I thank you, Facebook people. You've got my love and devotion there. I'm with you. Thank you so much, all of you. Absolutely. So I'm going to have to... thanks. I went about the cards. I just beautiful. This one was from Yaz, and I thought this was quite beautiful. And then, of course, this one was very beautiful. There's a lot of them just beautiful, and I appreciate the fruit too. Thank you all, you lovely souls, and have a great day. Keep your joy, don't give it away, and be love all the time. I love you all, and I'll see you the next time.